What's going on, guys? It is the Coaster Battleman here, bringing you an awesome video ranking the Cedar Fair Parks based on their top 3 roller coasters. Which Cedar Fair Park has the best top 3? So we're moving on to Michigan's Adventure at number 11, and their top 3 is just not nearly as good as these other top 3s at these other parks, because Shivering Timbers, even though it's an amazing wooden coaster, Corkscrew is kind of a mediocre aero looper, and Thunderhawk is just okay. So, yeah, Michigan's Adventure is at number 11. Number 10 is California's Great America, and this park is legit on the rise right now. Gold Striker is an elite GCI and is a solid start, but it's their newest coaster. So, yeah, in my opinion, California's Great America could get something new next season for 2018. That's a roller coaster, or they can wait another few years. For the other two coasters, Patriot is a solid floorless coaster, but once was a stand-up coaster, and Flight Tech is a pretty solid invert. It's pretty intense, but kind of a short ride. So far, this is a solid start. But we could see something big like a B&M Hypercoaster to put this park higher on this list. Number 9 is Valleyfair, and this park has a decent big 3. Steel Venom, very fun. Intimate Impulse, these rides are always good. Wild Thing, very solid B&M, not B&M, a Morgan Hypercoaster. Renegade, very good GCI. Those are all these coasters are very good and make Valleyfair a solid amusement park. Number 8 is Knott's Berry Farm, and they have Ghostrider, Xcelerator, and Silver Bullet. Silver Bullet is the B&M invert here, very solid. It looks to be a pretty intense coaster as well. Ghostrider just got refurbished in 2016. Very good wooden coaster. And Xcelerator is an elite intimate launch coaster with an insane launch with a few bank turns in there as well. Very fun coaster indeed. Number 7 is Dorney Park, and this park has the most underrated top 3 in here. Even though the two coasters in the picture on the right aren't in this top 3, the top 3 here is amazing. Hydra is definitely one of the best floorless coasters out there. It's very elite for a floorless coaster and very underrated with that JoJo roll. Talon, very underrated coaster and very good B&M invert. Definitely one of the most underrated coasters out there. And Steel Force is a solid third coaster as a Morgan Hyper to complement the two B&Ms. Especially at Dorney Park, the two B&Ms in their top 3 very well complement each other. Number 6 is King's Dominion with Intimidator 305, Volcano, and Dominator. Volcano is a great launch coaster, and Intimidator 305 is an elite Giga coaster. That's a solid dynamic duo, but Dominator is also a nice third coaster to have in there as a solid floorless coaster. But other than Intimidator 305, there aren't really any more elite coasters at King's Dominion. And after Dominator, the rest of their coasters are just okay or not that good. So King's Dominion, they could have a much better lineup next season for 2018 as they are RMCing Hurler. Number 5 is Worlds of Fun with Patriot, Mamba, and Prowler. Very good rides indeed. Prowler is an elite GCI. Patriot, very fun B&M invert, known for being one of the better inverts out there, very underrated as well. And the Mamba is the second best Morgan Hypercoaster out there, only behind Phantom's Revenge, which is one of the world's best coasters, and it's a very elite ride. And all 3 of these coasters are really fun and provide a nice variety in their top 3. Number 4 is Canada's Wonderland with 2 coasters that make a great dynamic duo in Leviathan and Behemoth. And their third coaster is a solid aero suspended coaster in Vortex. And after these 3 coasters, their coasters are kind of okay. So with their top 3, Behemoth, very elite B&M hypercoaster, definitely the best coaster at this park in my opinion. Leviathan's kind of a short ride, but still a very great B&M Giga coaster. we're moving on to number 3, which is Carowinds, and everyone says this is the best top 3 in the Cedar Fair chain, but not me. In my opinion, it's a top three of coasters in the Cedar Fair chain. But moving on, we have Fury 325, Intimidator, and Afterburn. This trio of B&Ms has been a dominant trio since 2015 when Fury 325 opened. Fury 325 is considered an elite Giga coaster and a top 10 coaster in the world. Definitely one of the best Giga coasters out there in my opinion. Intimidator is a great B&M hyper, and I have complained about this coaster having tons of trim brakes, and it's still a great coaster. Afterburn is an elite B&M invert, pretty intense as well. Very good ride. Number 2 is Kings Island, and they have an elite top 3, and Banshee is a very close 4th place because due to Mystic Timbers being the new for 2017 GCI, it looks to be one of their best coasters. And Theme Park Crazy, when going to Kings Island, he ranked Mystic Timbers number 1 out of all the coasters at Kings Island. This coaster is definitely the top GCI in the United States due to its shed, insane airtime moments, and bank turns. The Beast is an old school but very elite wooden coaster, and it's the longest in the world for wooden coasters. And Diamondback is the best B&M hypercoaster in the United States in my opinion. Very elite top 3, especially wooden coaster wise. And number 1 is obviously Cedar Point, and it was close between Kings Island and Cedar Point, but because of Millennium Force being the best Giga coaster in the world, in my opinion, it's a top 10 coaster on this earth. It is so good. Top Load Dragster, very good as well. Elite Stratocoaster, very intense as well. And Maverick is just an elite launch coaster that's super intense, and it's just a powerhouse of intensity. Very good. And those were the best top 3s in the Cedar Fair chain. Thank you for watching. Stay tuned for more videos.